Hello, and thank you for joining me for another How to Draw Stuff with me, Calvin Innes. Okay, today I'm going to show you how to draw a cartoon Henry VIII. Okay, so my kids are massively into history, so this one's kind of for them. Kind of a cute, cartoony version of Henry VIII. So here we go. As usual, we're going to start off with some nice simple shapes. To begin with, we want a head, and for the head, we're going to go for a bit of a kind of a rounded, squashed square there, okay? Now slightly over to the right, little guideline across, and across the middle there. Another one's kind of curving downwards. Now, if you've watched some of my previous drawing tutorials, you'll know that this is the sight line, and this is to help us lay out our face. So we'll come back to this face in just a minute. We need to get our body on. Now our body, we're going to go for kind of another squashed square there, and this is kind of overlapping on the head. So we don't really want a big long neck or anything here. We don't want any neck at all. Henry VIII was quite a hefty guy, so this is to give it a kind of short, squat, hefty sort of body. And on either shoulder, we're going to draw a circle, and these are for the kind of the big shoulders on his cloak. Let's just draw two lines down there. This is for the opening of his sort of robes. Can actually widen those out a little bit at the sides. And from down here, we're going to have his little legs. There we go. So it's starting to come together a little bit now. Now we're going to go through this again and start adding in a few of the details. So first off, at the bottom of these circles, see this one is tucked behind. We've got these two little shapes where the arms come down, and then another little bit at the bottom of each as well. We are just going to use these lines to sweep back up again, sweep back up again. And the cloak now is starting to come together a little bit. So let's come back and add all the detail onto these bits in just a minute. I'm going to come up to the face, and we're going to add in a big nose there. And we want kind of quite beady little eyes on this one. Beady little eyes. There we go. Now we want a beard, obviously, on this guy. So from the side there and sweeping up, side there, gives us the main shape of our beard. From under the nose, across and up again. Put a little mouth in there. There we have the rest of our beard. Now where the beard kind of comes to the edge of the face there, let's just put in an ear. You can see a little bit of the one back there. And now we need our hat. Okay, so for that, we're going to just curve across the front. Now we need a sort of a bit of a sweeping shape around here, look, on the top. And then all the way around that again, we're going to go for this fuzzy sort of shape around there. And this is starting to come together now. Now on these shoulders, we need to add some shape to these. So we are going to just continue these up. That's blocking a little bit of it off. Now with these, let's sweep down, 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 down. And again, this kind of gives it a little bit of a, sort of helps to get some sort of roundness to that. Let's put in a bit of jewellery on there, a little bit of bling, a little belt across the middle. And let's just kind of do some sort of frills on this, down the bottom. And let's give him some really little hands. Tiny little hands down there. I don't know if Henry VIII had little hands, but it kind of looks funny, so that'll do. And let's just add a few little ruffles to this. Little creases. There we go. So that's kind of most of the guidelines that we're going to need for this guy. Now I'm going to switch across to a pen for outlining, and we're going to get in and add a little bit more detail now. So let's just go across the top of the hat there and bring the ear up in there. Let's get our beard on there, a little bit more detail. Again, let's just go around his nose. And he's got these sort of beady little eyes. There we go. A bit more detail here on the beard. And there is our ear at the other side of the face. Now, for the hat, let's just sweep all the way around there and get these kind of furry, fluffy bits around the top. There we go. Put a couple of little eyebrows in too. Okay, now on the on this bit, on these shoulders, let's just do the outline first, and then just follow all these lines down. Again, you're just picking out the lines that you want to keep, and ignoring those lines that you don't want to keep. So the other side of the cloak there. Again, we're just going around these lines that we've already drawn in, but then leaving out the ones that we don't want to be part of this final drawing. Let's get that shoulder in that side as well. And we have our sleeves and the longer bits of sleeve in there. Now, before we put his hands on, let's just add a little bit more detail. Again, you can do the same as you're drawing. If you spot little areas that they'd look a bit better with some extra detail, just kind of get those in. Let's get this guy's bit of bling on there. Get his medallion and his shirt collar there. Now he's got this little string belt, so let's just add a little tie on there as well. Now for his shoes, we're going to keep these really simple. We don't want too much detail on the legs, so let's just across and there. Just kind of got little slippers on, I suppose, little sandals, and a nice sort of high socks on there. And that's most of the kind of thicker outlines on there. So if we go across to a slightly smaller pen now, we can add in a few extra details. So I'm just going through and I'm adding in extra little kind of bits of pattern and bits of detail on here, just to bring the drawing to life a bit. You don't want to go too much on it. There's a few of these areas that will just kind of really benefit from looking just a little bit fancier. So let's just get in a little bit of detail on there. Again, it doesn't have a huge amount of thought to it on these bits really. In fact, let's actually get a little bit of a pattern on his top here. So this nice diamond sort of shaped pattern works really nicely. Again, we can add a little bit more detail in there. Again, all these little little details just help to bring your drawing to life a bit. Got a nice sort of ornate cape on there. Couple of extra bits. And let's just settle this guy down a little bit. Just a little bit of shading underneath, very rough. And let's also kind of just get a little bit more on his beard then, just so it stands out a little bit better. Obviously, if you're colouring your character in, you can spend a little bit more time on those bits. And there you go. You have your cartoon Henry VIII. So have fun drawing this one. Thank you again for joining me. Remember to like the video and subscribe so you can keep up to date with all of my latest videos. And I will see you all again next time.